And again, I'm not gonna pretend that I don't know how to solve this, because I do. And I can't really, you know, do it as though it was a blind playthrough, because it's not. But what you're meant to do is that. So you use the momentum to fling yourself across there. I don't remember if there are any other ways to do that. There probably is. Anyway, let's just keep moving. So yeah, so they put you in what appears to be a dangerous situation, and yet if you actually play through it, it's quite unusual for you to die here. I mean, there's a lot of cover, you can see the columns and then obviously the trench and all that. And then they put you in a place where supposedly there's a puzzle, but it's quite obvious how to solve it because of these diagonal panels. How else are you going to get up here? Where else are you going to go? There's nowhere else to go. So what you do automatically is just to fling yourself on those things. And even if you don't realize you're meant to come here, even if you're just messing around and trying things out blindly, there's a pretty good chance that you'll end up over here. And you'll think to yourself, oh, check it out, I've solved it, when in fact that you just, you know, putting down portals in a, oh crap, in a confusion. Or you might have a slight idea about what you're meant to be doing, but not really. Can I? Ah, I can, good. So,
searching. Who are you?
Okay, let's not do that. So again, an ambush. But again, there's kind of opportunities for you to avoid it. I mean, I just you know, reacted because I saw it coming and I couldn't talk quickly enough. But you remember how you walk in, the two arms drop the turrets down, so it's not just the turret sitting there. It actually takes time to drop them down and for them to deploy. And here there's cover, so you can, you know, hide behind the columns or hide behind the edges here as I did. So there's an ambush, but again, there's a fairly good chance that you would avoid it, that you could survive it. So it's not like they're making it really difficult for you. Okay, this part, I remember this. Get rid of you. So you see I was looking for a place to put the portal, and you can see there's nothing there. And of course the solution is to fling yourself up there by putting a portal down there and then coming over here. And okay, I completely missed. Coming over here, not getting hit by the diagonal bit. And then doing that and getting out. So that's the solution to that problem, although you don't have to come sideways, you can go straight up and you can put a portal, you know, around here to drop yourself back out. So there's a few ways to get through. In fact, you can probably jump up and put a portal up there and go straight over there as well. So there's plenty of opportunities for you to get through that and onto the platform here. Again, multiple ways to solve the problem, so that, you know, even though it seems like a complex problem, the reality is that, you know, if you just do stuff, chances are you'll get it, or chances are you'll figure out one way to do it. Where are we now? Black Mesa, that's a locked door. We're in offices. So there's several different types of environment as well. There's the, I guess the kind of industrial part. And they expand on this in the second game. I won't, you know, jump ahead too much, but the industrial parts, I guess all of the parts, they really expanded in the second game and made it like they expanded on the story and the backstory, and the environments are more interesting in the second game. Anyway, we can talk about that when we do get to the second game. So this is the first time we've seen something like this in the whole game, and it's interesting that they put this little viewing room here. I mean, it doesn't seem to serve any purpose except for you to look out at this awesome kind of thing in there. And there's nowhere else to go. Yeah, this really is completely different from everything else we've been through so far. And again, is that music or is it just ambient sound? Again, because I'm not playing through this the first time, I don't have that reaction to this. I think what you're supposed to feel here is that this is something special. Like, we've never been through a tunnel like this before in the whole game. Something's going on, right? This is something special here. And as you walk up, let's see, you see that. Is it obvious yet what that is? If any of you have never played Portal before? Again, we haven't seen anything like that before. We haven't really seen anything like this before, neither.
Well, you found me. Congratulations. Was it worth it? Because despite your violent behavior, the only thing you've managed to break so far is my heart. Maybe you could settle for that, and we'll just call it a day. I guess we both know that isn't going to happen. You chose this path. Now I have a surprise for you. Deploying surprise in 5, 4... Time out for a second. That wasn't supposed to happen. Do you see that thing that fell out of me? What is that? It's not the surprise. I've never seen it before. Never mind. It's a mystery I'll solve later. By myself. Because you'll be dead. I wouldn't bother with that thing. My guess is that touching it will just make your life even worse, somehow.
Okay, she's gonna keep talking to us, I think. So there we go.
I don't want to tell you your business, but if it were me, I'd leave that thing alone.
So she tells you... Oh, she talks to you.
Do you think I'm trying to trick you with reverse psychology? I mean, seriously now.
She even tells you that she's using reverse psychology. That's kind of interesting.
Okay, fine. Do touch it. Pick it up and just stuff it back into me. Let's be honest. Neither one of us knows what that thing does. Just put it in the corner, and I'll deal with it later.
And she introduces herself, so you associate...
That thing is probably some kind of raw sewage container. Go ahead and rub your face all over it.
This is kind of funny, actually. I think I'll stand here and listen to her talk for a bit.
Maybe you should marry that thing since you love it so much. Do you want to marry it? Well, I won't let you. How does that feel?
Funny. I'm just trying to remember what she said.
Have I lied to you? I mean, in this room? Trust me, leave that thing alone.
She introduces herself, she says one of us is gonna die, and it's gonna be me. And
I am being serious now. That crazy thing is not part of any test protocol.
And that thing drops. There's still this.
Just ignore that thing and stand still.
There's still that. There's still this, if you remember, back at the companion cube. The emergency...
Think about it. If that thing is important, why don't I know about it?
Emergency intelligence incinerator, I think that was called. And the light leads over to here.
I'll tell you what that thing isn't. It isn't yours, so leave it alone.
Emergency sentience incinerator. Or emergency intelligence.
Are you even listening to me?
Incinerator. I'm just interested to see if she's gonna keep talking like that. And in fact, while we're here, I think...
I'll tell you what that thing isn't. It isn't yours.
Okay,
so
now
leave
she's
it alone.
repeating herself. Right, so I guess we should get on with this. I mean, in terms of architecture, this is not that interesting. There's a octagonal room. There's the boss in the middle. Alright, let's get on with this.
Where are you taking that thing?
And interestingly, she doesn't actually give you any clues about what to do with it. And again, like, I'm not playing this game for the first time, I keep saying that, so I don't really remember how obvious this was the first time I played it.
You're kidding me. Did you just set that aperture science thing, we don't know what it does, into an aperture science emergency intelligence incinerator? That has got to be the dumbest thing that— Whoa. Good news. I figured out what that thing you just incinerated did. It was a morality core they installed after I flooded the enrichment center with a deadly neurotoxin to make me stop flooding the enrichment center with a deadly neurotoxin. So get comfortable while I warm up the neurotoxin emitters.
We're getting some audio
That core
glitches.
may have had some ancillary responsibilities. I can't shut off the turret defenses. Oh well. If you want my advice, you should just lie down in front of a rocket. Trust me. It'll be a lot less painful than the neurotoxin.
Did I miss that?
Alright. Keep doing whatever it is you think you're doing. Healing you and giving you good advice. The rocket really is the way to go.
Where did that go? Okay,
That thing you burned
there.
up isn't important to me. It's the fluid catalytic cracking unit. It makes shoes for orphans.
What is that?
Nice job breaking it, hero.
What is that? Oh, that thing has numbers on it. Hey, look at that thing. No,
This isn't brave.
No,
It's
promise your
murder.
legs.
What did I ever do to
Are
you?
you coming down?
The difference between us is that I can feel pain.
Hi. What's
You
that
don't
noise?
even care,
Is
do
that a
you?
gun? Where are we going?
Okay, I should get on with this because there's actually a timer on this boss fight.
Do you smell something burning?
So that's
You think you're doing some damage?
2 + 2 is
In base 4, I'm fine. I let you survive this long because I was curious about your behavior.
whoa, wrong button.
Well,
Wrong
you've
button.
managed to destroy that part of me. Unfortunately, as much as I'd love to now, I can't get the neurotoxin into your head any faster. I'd just like to point out that you were given every opportunity to succeed. A big party that all your friends were invited to. I invited your best friend, the companion cube. Of course, he couldn't come because you murdered him. All your other friends couldn't come either because you don't have any other friends, because of how unlikable you are. It says so right here in your personnel file. Unlikable.
So she's just gonna keep talking, and I can't really commentate over her very well.
Shall not be warned.
I'm not sure what I should do about this, because
Very formal.
I guess I'll just finish it off.
Official. It also says you were adopted, so that's funny. Neurotoxin. So deadly. Joking.
I'm kidding.
She's really
When I
talking
said
a
deadly
lot.
neurotoxin, the deadly was it? When I said deadly
Let me just-
neurotoxin, put it on the deadly wasn't.
Look at that on the floor there.
Honestly, it's not deadly at all.
That mark.
To me.
You, on the other hand, are going to find its deadliness
And
a
that.
lot less funny.
And you'll notice I
Who's
keep
gonna make the cake when I'm gone?
putting the rocket there,
You.
or the portal there for the rocket.
You're wasting your time.
That's actually the best place to put it. I don't think it actually works if you do it.
What's your
Anyway,
point
I guess it
anyway?
will work if you put it right there.
Survival. Well then, the last
But
thing you
as
want
you
to
can
do
see, you
is
need
hurt
to
me. I have your
get the
brain
rocket to
scanned
shoot
and
straight
come
out
back
and
up
at
in case
her.
something terrible happens to you, which it's just about to. Don't believe me? Here, I'll put you on. That's you. That's how dumb you sound. You've been wrong about every single thing you've ever done, including this thing. You're not smart. You're not a scientist. You're not a doctor. You're not even a full-time employee. Where did your
So
life go
she's
so
just gonna
wrong?
keep talking and talking. I'm not even listening to her anymore. And it's making it really difficult for me to analyze the space because of the time constraint and all that. I don't actually think there's that much to talk about in this whole space.
All I know is I'm the only
Thing standing between us.
I mean, there's the switch, this incinerator, use the rocket on her. I mean, it's actually a fairly simple boss fight. And that's the end of the game. I'm going to skip the credits. If you don't know why, you can look it up on YouTube. And then I'm gonna come back maybe and give some final thoughts, although I don't think there's that much more to say. I think I've pretty much said everything I've wanted to. I guess we can recap what's been going on.
Thank you for assuming the party escort submission position.
So we're being dragged away by a robot. And I'll come back in a bit.